Good evening, everyone. It is 7 o'clock, and I will call this meeting to order. Today is 8/8/8/22 Board of County Commissioners meeting. And I will read the public charge as I call the meeting to order. The Board of Commissioners asks its members and citizens to conduct themselves in a respectful, courteous manner, both with the board and fellow citizens. At any time, should any member of the board or any citizen fail to observe the public charge, the chair will ask the offending person to leave the meeting until that individual regains personal control. Should decorum fail to be restored, the chair will recess the meeting until such time that a genuine commitment to the public charge is observed. At this time, I will ask Commissioner, I can't remember who did it last time, but Commissioner Burns, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? As we stand, please, and if you will join us.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, Commissioners, are there any agenda adjustments? Hearing none, I will move on to our announcements, and I will ask our clerk if she will read our announcements. Wallace?
Good evening. I will begin by reading the announcements for tonight's meeting, and just a reminder that they are also on our website with the links. DECO Public Health COVID-19 Vaccination Clinic hours. The COVID-19 vaccination clinic at the Durham County Department of Public Health, 414 East Main Street, have the following hours to get your free vaccination: Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Tuesdays, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Appointments and walk-ins are welcome, and all doses are available. Please note that the clinics are closed between 11:30 and 1 p.m. daily, and for additional information, you can visit decopublichealth.org/COVID vaccines or call 919-560-9217. Free at-home COVID tests. COVID at-home tests are now available for pickup at the Durham County Health Department, located at 414 East Main Street at the front entrance window. Pickup hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Tuesday and Thursdays from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. The Sheriff Speaks series. Please join Durham County Sheriff Clarence Burkhead on Tuesday, August 9th at 5:30 p.m. as he hosts a community discussion on evictions located at East Regional Library, 211 Lick Creek Lane. All residents are invited to attend. Apply for Durham Pre-K for 2022-2023. The Durham Pre-K application period for the 2022-23 school year is open. All children who will be 4 years old by August 31st are eligible. For additional information and to apply, you can visit www.durhamprek.org. Artist Call. The Durham County Public Art Program invites artists or artist teams to submit qualifications for design and installation of public art inside, on or around several county buildings. The call closes on August 31st, and you can apply through the cafe, and there is a link that is available on our website. Give your feedback on the Durham County Transit Plan. A new recommended transit plan has been created for Durham County, and your feedback is needed. Please take the survey. There's a link for surveymonkey.com by August the 19th. For additional information, you can contact Erin Kane by email or by phone. 919-560-4366, extension 36443. Durham County American Rescue Plan Act requests for proposals for Phase 1 applications are due by August 15th, and additional information can also be found on our website. Durham Low Income Homeowners Relief Program, LIHR. The new and improved LIHR program is here. The program is here to provide property tax help on current taxes for eligible homeowners. The application opened August 1st, and it ends January 31st, 2023. For additional information, you can visit dconc.gov/DSS or call 919-560-8000 for an appointment. Greater Emmanuel Temple of Grace hosts their back-to-school event. The GETG will be hosting their 11th annual Back-to-School Community Day event on Saturday, August 13th, beginning at 10 a.m. at 2722 East Main Street. This event is free and is open to the public. Kids Career Fair. The Durham County Cooperative Extension and Ever Curious presents a Kids Career Fair on Saturday, August 13th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at 721 Foster Street. This event is free for students in grades 5 through 9, and it also includes a career workshop, information on colleges, local trade, and much more. You do have to register, so please email contact.evercurious@gmail.com. And lastly, Durham County Board of Elections I Voted Sticker Contest, Kids Edition. The BOE, in conjunction with Kids Voting Durham, is implementing its first I Voted Sticker Contest for K through 12. Please visit www.decovotes.gov or call 919-560-7072 for additional information. That concludes the announcements that are printed in the agenda.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace. As you can see, we have an awful lot of announcements, and all of those can be found on our website. As Ms. Wallace stated, there's a lot going on. So the next is our minutes. We have minutes, Commissioners, for June 27th, 2020, our regular session, and July 11th, 2022. Are there any edits or additions to the minutes? If not, we have, okay.
I move for approval, Madam Chair.
Second.
Okay. It's been moved and probably second. We have a roll call from our clerk.
Commissioner Alam. Aye. Commissioner Burns.
Aye.
Commissioner Carter. Vice Chair Jacobs.
Aye.
And Chair Howerton.
Aye. Minutes are approved unanimously. Commissioners, our ceremonial items, this is one that is very special to us. We want to recognize and honor Katie Gilbert, President and CEO of Duke Regional Hospital. Katie has been very instrumental in working with us so much around COVID that I didn't want her to get out of here, out of Durham, and not have us recognize her. So we have a resolution of appreciation that I will read, Katie, and you can go to either one of the mics if you'd like to have something to say after I read the resolution. Okay. Honoring and recognizing Katie B. Gilbert on the occasion of her retirement as President and CEO of Duke Regional Hospital. Whereas Katie was a faithful leader at Duke Regional Hospital and the Durham County Hospital Corporation from 2001 to 2008 in marketing and communication, from 2009 to 2013 as Chief Operating Officer, and from 2013 to 2022 as President and Chief Executive Officer of Duke Regional Hospital. And whereas she was empathetic, transparent, and accessible to all members, past and present, of the Board of Trustees. And whereas her knowledge and experience were utilized to accomplish a most challenging and positive financial turnaround for Duke Regional Hospital. And whereas she served as an outspoken and dedicated advocate for Duke Regional Hospital. And whereas her interest in and efforts to improve quality of life for the citizens of Durham and our region were demonstrated repeatedly to include advocating for and opening a new behavioral health center to meet the growing inpatient, outpatient, and emergency behavioral health needs of our community. And whereas she gave generously of her time and talents within our community for the good of all its citizens. Most recently, as interim head of community health and Duke University Health System, and whereas she championed patient safety and quality care, as well as built expectations and provided outstanding direction to staff, resulting in a superior 3-year survey by the Joint Commission. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Durham County Hospital, now I'm going to change that to the County Commissioners, hereby recognize the dedication, skills, and services of Katie B. Gilbert, and be it further reserved that as a token of our lasting appreciation for her professional and personal effort on our behalf, and that all the citizens of our fine community, a copy of this resolution will be provided to Katie with all good wishes for her success and happiness in her future endeavor. And it'll be signed by all the commissioners.
Thank you so much. I am humbled and honored, and I have to say, it has been truly the privilege of a lifetime to have served the Durham community, to have served Duke Regional and Duke Health over the last really 26 years. Half of my life has been at Duke. And it's hard to leave, but I'm excited about this new adventure. But I will always have a part of Durham in my heart and a part of Duke Regional and Duke in my heart. And so I thank you so much, and thank you all for your leadership and setting the example for me as I go off to the great city of Philadelphia. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Commissioners would like to have comments. Commissioner Jacobs.
Thank you. And Katie, I'm so glad that we get to see you because I know there is a farewell celebration for you later this week, and many of us are going to be at a conference. So I'm glad we got you to come in here, but also so that we can really recognize and celebrate you. I'm going to find it very hard to not have you as a part of our community and to know that you're over at Duke Regional and when we have our annual meetings, but even more so during COVID, you have played such a central role in our community. You have really been the person who is linking together, the Duke Health System, and I know you've worked very closely with Rod Jenkins, who I believe is out of town right now, but I know you and Rod have worked so closely together, and of course with the community. And it has really, everything from getting vaccines out into the community, testing, just information, the data that you shared with us constantly, it has really helped guide everything that we have done in our response to the pandemic. And beyond that, your role as co-chair with Matisha Sims of our Recovery and Renewal Task Force, which you did not say no to, and you did that on top of, running a hospital during the pandemic. So your generosity, your calmness, and kindness we will just forever be grateful to you. So I just wish you the very best, and we are really going to miss you being a part of our community.
Commissioner Burns?
Mine will be relatively quick. I just want to, of course, I want to say ditto to a lot of what Commissioner Jacob said, but I do think we have to elevate just how many advances were made at that facility under your tutelage. The mental health suite, everything that we did for our nurses, when we wanted to be creative about how we found nurses, how we can support our community and our schools. Like, you were you can't hear me? Okay. You were always there. If there was ever an issue, very seldom do folks have the opportunity to reach out to like the president of the hospital. And you said, no, like, what is it? How can we be supportive? And I do have to jump on that COVID bandwagon. There were a lot of people who were out there purporting to do certain work and they were not doing it. And I don't think you had a problem speaking truth to power in many instances, because for a lot of people, that was the hospital that people who looked like that was the only hospital. There's still Black people in Durham who've never been to Big Duke because Durham Regional was the only place they could go, and that's still the only place that they feel welcome, and they still feel welcome there. So I do appreciate the community aspect that you were able to bring in many town halls that I sat in, and the kind of open heart that you had, especially during a tumultuous time. So you will be missed. You have very hard shoes to fill, and I wish you Godspeed and good luck.
Well, Katie, again, thank you so much. I'm sorry Rod couldn't be here, but we couldn't let you get out of Durham without acknowledging you and thanking you publicly for all the work that you have done in this community. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you very
Godspeed.
much. Again, thank you, and this is really a thanks to the extraordinary team at Duke Regional. They are amazing and they inspire me every single day. Thank you.
Okay, our next proclamation is Child Support Awareness Month. And that proclamation will be read by Commissioner Carter.
Yes, indeed. Durham Board of County Commissioners Proclamation, Child Support Awareness Month 2022. Whereas children are entitled to financial support from their parents, and Durham County, North Carolina, continues to improve its efforts at child support collections. And whereas Durham County, North Carolina Child Support Services is dedicated to serving families and children in Durham County. And whereas in state fiscal year 2021-22, $15,946,090.39 was collected, providing support for approximately 8,373 children. And whereas children do not receive adequate financial and emotional support from their parents who do not, they may experience greater difficulty in becoming happy, healthy, and productive adults. And whereas concerned and dedicated judges, county attorneys, clerks of court, sheriff's personnel, and child support professionals work to establish and enforce child support orders for Durham County's children, one of our county's most vital resources. Now, therefore, I, Brenda A. Howerton, Chair, on behalf of the Durham Board of County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim the month of August 2022 as Child Support Awareness Month in Durham County and commend its observance to all citizens. This, the 8th day of August 2022, and a place for our chair's signature.
And I believe Ben is here. How are you, Ben?
Good.
Say a
Thank
few
you
words.
so much for reading this proclamation, and thank you for adopting this tonight. Child support is one of those services that kind of goes under the radar sometimes because they truly do an amazing job every day. And as you can see by the collection levels, almost $16 million collected on behalf of children from their absent parents. And we always celebrate this every August, but we really work hard to celebrate our child support agents every month with the just tremendous job they do. And the job they do cannot be done without a lot of partners, so I think that's very important. They're noted somewhat in the resolution, especially the attorneys and the courts. That's where the action really happens, and we really work closely with our families to get the maximum amount of child support possible to try to help lift children out of poverty. And this has just always been such a wonderful program. The mission of this program has always been very simple: to collect as much money as possible. It's a very easy mission, and our agents work hard every day to try to do that on behalf of children from absent parents. And in addition to collections, they look at health insurance benefits as well, too. So it can help provide for the wellness and health of our children. So thank you again for adopting this resolution and for celebrating Child Support Awareness Month.
Thank you, Ben. Comments, commissioners? Commissioner Jacobs?
Thank you, Ben, for being here. And I really do want to lift up all of our child support team. They are such dedicated social workers who, as you can see, basically raising, bringing in more than almost $16 million in resources for children and families. And this really is makes a big difference in the lives of our families. And I want to recognize, as you said, Ben, the sheriff's members of the sheriff's department, the attorneys, the judges, clerks of the court. I mean, it is a team approach. It takes a lot of people working together to make this happen. And it's something that doesn't often get recognized. So thank you for bringing this to us as well. Thank you.
Yeah, we absolutely thank you, Ben, and your team, because we know this is hard work. So thank you.
Thank you.
So there are a couple of citizens signed up to speak on this item, but this is a proclamation, and we don't pull our proclamations because this is not an action item. It's really just acknowledging the work that our citizens, that our employees are doing. So I'm not going to pull that any more than just acknowledging Ben for that and move on to the next item. I have one other statement that I will read, Commissioners. This is a statement on the Non-Discrimination Ordinance. The statement on the Non-Discrimination Ordinance that we've been working on for quite some time is effect as of July 1st. As you know, our Board of Commissioners approved the Durham County Non-Discrimination Ordinance late last year. The ordinance is now in effect as of July 1. The goal is to provide protection and promote the equal treatment of all individuals. This ordinance prohibits discrimination in public accommodations and employment and applies only in the unincorporated areas of our county. If you want to report how a business or employer may have discriminated against you, our Durham County website now has a link to share that information with the appropriate office. If you visit www.dconc.gov, the link is found on our county manager's website or webpage. Simply scroll down and look for Non-Discrimination Ordinance Complaint Process. Once you access that title, you will see a full-page explanation of what is prohibited by the ordinance. You can access the form where you may share the complaint you need to report. Complaints must be filed within 180 days of the alleged act of discrimination. Once received by our staff, A review will take place to ensure the information is complete and appropriate. The mediation process itself will be administered through a third-party facilitator. Please understand that this is a closed and confidential process and free of charge to participants. It's taken a little while to get done, but it's been a lot of work for staff to get that done and our attorneys. All right. So we're moving on to our consent agenda. Commissioners, there are 3 items that I will pull. They are the last 3 items on the agenda. There is 220470, 220476, and 220477. I will pull those 3. Now, there are some citizens that have signed up to speak to pull 0447. Find that one. 0447. Okay. So we're pulling 447. We're pulling 439. Okay, I think those are, okay, those are the only ones that I'm pulling right now. There were, some of the citizens signed up for a couple of other items to be pulled, but they're not in line, those items are not in line with the conversation that the citizens want to speak on. So I'm not going to pull those right now. So I will ask for a motion to approve all, let's see, all the other items. Let's see which ones are not. Ones that are not pulled are 359, 429, unless commissioners had any other items that they wanted pulled. Were there any others? Okay. 430, 432, 435, 436, 438, 445, 446, 448, 450, 451, 452, 454, 455, 456. We can, okay, and 460, 468, 470. No, I was, okay, we gonna pull that one, okay. If I can get a motion to approve all of those that I called.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda for those items stated.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. If I can, roll call.
Commissioner Alam? Aye. Commissioner Burns?
Aye.
Commissioner Carter? Vice Chair Jacob?
Aye.
Chair Howerton?
Okay, aye. It's been approved unanimous for those items stated. So we can, let's see,
Madam Chair,
439, I'm sorry.
quick question. While we're getting those, I did want to say something really quick about libraries. Wow, if it takes less than 30 seconds.
Sure.
About the libraries. For anybody who doesn't know, Stanford Air Warren Libraries. Oh, Miss Badger, you have to come back. I promise you I won't make it that long. The Stanford Air Warren Library is currently under renovation and construction. As many of you all know, it is only the second Black library to ever be built in North Carolina. It was built in 1916. This wonderful woman in the back has done a really great job of doing a lot of public comment sessions because people really want to know about those renovations. We heard you. There will be a third one, August 17th. Am I getting affirmative? It will be August 17th at WD Hill from 5:30 to 7:30. So again, this is about the renovations, the repairs, the artwork. There's a lot of history, a lot of Durham history in that library. A lot of people in this room grew up in that library. So again, we will be doing a third opening session so that people can come and give public comment about that library. It is on our website. It's on email. It's August 17th, 5:30 to 7:30 at WD Hill. It's on our consent agenda, but I didn't want people to miss that announcement because I know some of y'all have been asking. So thank you for all that you do, and thank you for helping with this library.
Okay, so I will call these names, and if you will go to the mic and let us repeat your address, name and address. Anita Hayes, Kiki Woods, Kelly Smith, Alex Wynn, and this is on item 439. And let me read what 439 is. 439 is Budget Ordinance Amendment Number 23BCC00010, Department of Social Services to recognize additional time-limited transitional CAFE links funds of $33,000 to assist current and former eligible foster care youth and young adults ages 14 to 21 in achieving self-sufficiency through support, services, resources, and linked special funds. And you have 3 minutes.
Okay, hello everyone, good evening. My name is Kiki Woods, 828 Poplar Street, Durham, North Carolina, and I am going to speak on 220439. So, specifically in the line where it says, each county using these funds can provide up to $500 per youth, and the additional time limited funds provided must be expanded by the date. I want to remind you that children are dollars. And when we create budgets like this, we show that children are dollars. If we can get children reunited with their families and the budget is extended out to families being able to get the necessary resources that they need when they need it, they do not have to experience forced separation. I know that there is talk, that we are a group that is here to spread information that's not true. I have a master's degree in social work. I've been doing this a really long time. I've seen children as they age out of foster care and they return home to their families where they were separated from. This is for 14 to 17. And then the very next agenda item that's up here is for your justice system, pipeline to prison. Our children are taken away and removed from their families, and they're kept in a system for way longer than they should. The damage is already done. The trauma has been there. And therefore, as they continue to not receive the actual care that they don't need transitional housing and all of these things in foster care. They need to be reunited with their families and given the necessary resources so that they can mend and make whole. I'll just leave it at that. You have used your power to do everything to come against us, but sit down and have a conversation. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alexis Nguyen. I see here Durham County CPS is asking for $33,000 to assist current and former foster care children.
Excuse me a minute, Ms. Nguyen, what is your address?
I'm sorry, my address is, I need a number, 220439.
I'm sorry? 22?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm currently a domestic violence, and so I don't want to give out my address. I do live in Durham.
Okay, would you share that with the clerk? You don't have to share it publicly, but you still need to share it with the clerk.
Okay. Durham County CPS is asking for $33,000 to assist current and former foster care children. I am here to say why you shouldn't give CPS any more funds. CPS stands for Child Protective Services, but is not protecting children. I have two sons, Zion and Prince Nguyen, that are currently in foster care and is being abused physically and sexually. I have proof of the bruises on my children, black eyes, busted lips, and where my children are placed with a convicted child abuser and sex offender. My children cry out to me every visit I have with them, telling me devastating stories of what they go through as them being only 3 and 4 years old. I reported it to the CPS caseworker, Rachel Moses, who chooses not to protect my children and do her job. Why put money into an agency that is supposed to protect children but clearly is not? And Ben Rose, I see you sitting there and I want you to look at me in my eyes, and how can you sleep at night knowing that my children are being abused? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kelly Smith, and I'm speaking on item.
We can't hear you. What?
Hi, my name is Kelly Smith, and I'm speaking on item 220439. CPS is asking for $33,000 for children that's in foster care. I've been a victim of CPS. I have two children that's in CPS custody, Maya Abraham and Philip Jones. I've been through a lot. I've done everything that CPS and the courts asked me to do, but my children still haven't been placed back in my home. I have a case with my youngest son, which is Takel McGirt. They closed the case on him. They're basically saying that it's okay for me to be a great mother to one of my children, but not to the other children. I just want Ben Rose and CPS to know that it's not okay to break families apart. My daughter cries every visit because she wants to come home with me and my son. My son cries every visit because he wants to come home with me and my son. I just think that CPS should do a better job on what you know, what they're doing. And
hello, my name is Antoinette Hawes. My address is 5610 Catskill Court in Durham, North Carolina. I've been a resident all my life. I've been a taxpayer since 1997, September 25th, 1997. I am also a DSS client. My rights were terminated. And one of my sons aged out of foster care. He aged out of foster care at the age of 20 with autism, spectrum disorder, with minimal education, no work skills, no occupational skills, and diagnosis of schizophrenia. Well, when he came home, I took him off those meds, got him a job, worked on his self-esteem. He came out a mess. He came out of foster care a mess. So DSS is doing a very poor job. And I really don't appreciate you regurgitating what your attorneys say that we can't discuss. Of course you can't discuss, but that doesn't mean that you can't do your job, Wendy Jacobs. There's a job that needs to be done. And I see here that you are expending funds for prisons and programs, and this is after the hard fought trauma has been implemented on these children. But I want you to know that DSS is part of the problem. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to say, yes, I think that you should escalate that amount to about $150,000, because what they need once they leave is unmeasurable. My son came home to a mother who has a career, who has money and equity in her home, who was able to buy him a car, buy him clothes, and get him to a doctor to get him proper treatment when he's not schizophrenic, by the way. He's not schizophrenic. He has autism, and he has, Tourette's. And they were confusing the Tourette's with schizophrenia. So what I'm saying to you, Wendy Jacobs, is your department has failed for years, the children in Durham County. Shame on you. Shame on you, Wendy Jacobs. You are a disgrace to this community.
Okay, I think that was that everyone? That's all that I have on that one. All right, the next item is 447, and we pulled that one. I have one speaker, Annette Haynes, as well. That's number 447, 45. That was on the budget order amendment, social service to recognize funding for Durham County's FY22 Home and Community Care Block Grant Funding Plan, and the Department of Social Service to recognize, okay.
All right, again, my name is Antoinette Hawes, and my address is 5610 Catskill Court in Durham, North Carolina.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just reading what that item is, and you're speaking about that item.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, so I do see these big dollars, and this is what I'm talking about when I say allocated funds to your divisions in social services, in support for our community. This is a large amount of money, $878,000. Is that 8 million? 8 million. Right, so what you gonna do with that? I mean, I see what you say you're gonna do with that, but that basically sets you up to do more of what you've been doing, which is destroying homes and children. And I personally, if I could, click my heels 3 times, I would unite Durham. Like, by uniting Durham County and Durham City, we could get a grasp of what actually needs to be done to preserve the African American community or the people of color or the people of economic, who are suffering economically. And that's basically bottom line what it is. It's a matter of getting money where it needs to go. And I feel like that kind of money is misallocated. I mean, I see what you're trying to do, but I see more of what you want to do. And it's destroying and evidence, and by turning your head and pretending not to see it and not to acknowledge what Department of Social Services is doing to Durham County is ridiculous. And it is a responsibility of every single one of you. You require us to put you in your seat. We require you to do what you say, what you're going to do, which is support our community. And by ripping these children away from their families and then giving money for this and giving bonuses to social workers for adoption and all of these things, you wouldn't need this if you did what your creed says. The Durham County Department of Social Services creed said that they're about families and reuniting and wholesome and making whole families. But you're absolutely doing the opposite. So I'm objecting to this amount. It's ridiculous to tear down, further destroy families in Durham. And you again, Wendy Jacobs, you get the award. You go, girl. You're on the ball.
Okay,
Commissioner Howard.
all right.
Since we pulled that one.
And
I have a question.
just a second, please. And we ask you when you speak, please do not call out people's names. That's just totally, yeah. I understand, and I won't debate with you, but those are our rules. Is it our rule? It is our rules. Okay, and ma'am, those are our rules. We do not call out commissioners' names. You can get one from the clerk at a later time, but not at this moment, okay? Commissioner Burns, you had a comment.
I just wanted to clarify, just really, really quick. The question was asked, was it $8 million or 800,000? These are federal community block grants. It is, I'm not taking away from, this is for clarification. It is $878,000 that we're getting from the federal government for adult aging care. We actually do have a number of citizens in Durham who are seniors, who have dementia, who actually do need adult care. The same way somebody might need daycare as a child, we need adult daycare. And so it is $878,000 as opposed to $8 million. And it did come federally, and our match is $81,000. So I did just want to clarify that for the record. That's not to negate anything. It's just a clarification. And I don't know if anybody from DHHS, since that item was brought up, wants to provide any additional clarification, but I just thought I would elevate that. That's all I got.
Okay, so we will move on to the nice items that were pulled. So we pulled 3 items that are about purchases, and I'm going to ask staff if you will comment on all 3 of these items, and then we'll bring it back to the board to have comments on all 3 items. And we'll start with 22470, Capital Project Amendment Number 23 CPA 00005, purchase the former Boys and Girls Club of Durham property on Pettigrew Street to use as the new location for Durham City United. The property purchase will be funded either by an appropriation of $6 million of future limited obligation bond funding of bank financing. You could.
And if I could ask General Manager Pierce, Joanne Pierce, if she would go first, what I would like to do is to hear what the rationale behind why this building and this purchase is needed for Bull City United staff.
And also, Ms. Pierce, would you address that because Bull City is pulled out, as if this building is not just a building for Bull City. And I think there's some misunderstanding in the community about that.
Thank you, Manager Sewell. Thank you, Chair Howerton. Good evening to everyone. I'd be more than delighted to share just a little background that might be useful. Almost 2 years ago, Bull City United, which has been a program within public health, our Department of Public Health, they actually, there was an opportunity to create a department, the Community Intervention and Support Services, aligning a few of our programs within our county enterprise, which would be Bull City United, Project to Build, and My Brother's Keeper, and really just putting them together so they could build on the capacity of one another and they could have the support that they would need as a department. So as that planning happened, it just so happens that the city of Durham decided to invest additional funds into Bull City United, which was really a good thing. However, it expanded the program from 7 staff to 25 staff. And so all of this past year, we fortunately were successful in expanding the program. So as you might imagine, having a new department and an expanded program, what happened is that we didn't have any space. There wasn't any space. So internally, we sought our internal partners to identify space to lease so that as part of the model for Bull City United, they have to meet daily. They have their census tracts that they go to and serve the community, those 6 census tracts. And I'm glad to say that we see a lot of decrease in shootings through the police department data. Just wanted to say that. However, we're really, we were looking for space so that they could meet, serve the participants, and also have daily briefings, which would be required as part of the model that they follow. So that was part of what happened in looking for space. And it came to us that we needed a central location so that as they worked in their different census tracts, that they could definitely go there, meet, and serve. And there's open space. It was just a perfect location. And so we engaged with our internal partners to identify space. And we knew that that might have been available. And so that's where we are. So it looks as if we were able to potentially secure it. So that's where we are with that. I hope I answered the question for some background.
And if I can just add a couple, thank you so much, General Manager Pierce. And as you all can imagine, you know, with an expanded space, we will be able to maximize opportunities for our Bull City United program. As you can imagine, the participants that are engaged in this program, once our staff does provide interventions and mediations, we can't just stop there. You have to give people resources, trainings, assistance to be able to redirect behaviors, to teach them and train them on how to make positive life choices. Being at this property will afford us the opportunity to do this on a more enhanced and expanded scale. And in addition, we will be able to offer things in the community at this space because of the open space that's there. And so if this item is approved and we move forward with the purchase, we look forward to having community engagement, to talk with members in the community, to help us identify the types of programming and activities that we could have at this space as well. And I'm grateful for this board and your commitment to furthering the investment in Bull City United. I think it's the responsible thing for us to do to be able to provide the resources that staff need in order for this program to be successful. And this is one such way we can do that to help staff with those resources.
If you don't have anything else, we are going to wait until all of the presentations are done, and then it'll come back to us as the board. So if you don't have anything else, you.
In addition, thank you for that, Manager Sewell. In addition, the Bull City United, there are aspects of the model that with this space, and again, one of the things as they have expanded, every employee needs meeting space, office space, and that would provide that. And again, it's a Durham County building. It's just that the program and potentially other partners but be able to use and collaborate as Bull City United looks at also systems change. So really excited about that.
Speaking on the next item. This is who said that? Excuse me a second. This one is capital project. This is 476, capital project amendment, 23 CPA 00007, the purchase of shops of Hope Valley Shopping Center. So okay, I'm going to allow the staff to continue to speak on these issues, on these items.
Boys Club.
She wanted to speak for the Boys Club.
Nancy.
Nancy, are you still speaking for the Boys Club?
I would be happy to take a stab at it if you
Okay.
have
Well,
specific questions.
Actually, I was going to say, if you don't mind, I would like for our elections director, Mr. Derek Bowens, to also speak on the need to be housed in the shop.
Boys Club or the?
No, for the shops at Hope Valley.
Okay. Nancy wants to speak first regarding the Boys Club. Okay, let's not get it confused, okay?
I'm happy to speak if I can provide any insight that's helpful and useful for the board. If the questions are really more around the programming of the space, that's a little bit out of my wheelhouse, and I think our Director of Elections might be more apropos to those kinds of questions.
Okay.
But if you would like me to talk about the purchase and where we are in that process, I'm happy to do that.
Okay,
At your pleasure.
So what we're trying to do is give the community some insight into the purchases of these properties.
Sure. The Shops at Hope Valley is a former, it's a strip mall, strip shopping center that housed a Kroger big box grocery store for a number of years and served the community from the early 2000s until about 2019. Kroger vacated the space, and the property management company has been unable to find another tenant to fill that location. They were amenable to us leasing this space for the Board of Elections. In addition to the Kroger box for the Board of Elections, we were also looking at one of the retail spaces in the inline shopping portion of the center for Project Build. In the process of going through lease negotiations, the landlord asked us if we would be interested in actually purchasing the entire shopping center. We reviewed the options internally. We had some discussions with the board in closed sessions. The decision was made to move forward with negotiations to come to a price that was fair and amenable to both parties. We've done that. The building has been evaluated for deferred maintenance, any capital improvements that may need to be completed. We've agreed on an initial price of $14 million to purchase the shopping center, minus the repairs that are needed for the roof, the HVAC, resealing the parking lot, and taking care of some deferred maintenance in the stormwater system. Our net purchase price is a little over $12 million. It's $12,146,717. The parties are ready to move forward under the board's once the board has voted. If we choose to move forward, then we will do so. We also have, and if anybody else wants to speak to this, we have an architect on board to help us define how the space at Kroger in particular for the Board of Elections could be used and what the cost of that might be in the future. Beyond that, I would turn it over to the manager of the Board of Elections to discuss the details about their space. As far as the remainder of the inline shopping center, there are 17 active leases. There are no decisions made at this point about how the inline shopping center would be used, but certainly that's the board's prerogative to make those decisions as we move forward.
Okay, before we come back to the board so they can ask questions, there's one other one, the 220477. Could you speak just a little bit on the property for Durham Tech Community College, the land purchased there?
Yes. There's about a two.
And I know that our President Buxton is here as well, so.
He is indeed.
Yeah.
This is a parcel of land that is adjacent to the Durham Technical Community College. It is the location of the Brame Office Supply warehouse. Mr. and Mrs. Brame contacted, I believe, the president of Durham Tech and provided them the opportunity to purchase that parcel of land. It's a little over 3 acres, recognizing the adjacency to the campus and the importance as Durham Tech expands to serve a greater number of students. It's important for them to continue their growth. The decision was brought to the board in closed session to move forward with the purchase of the property. We've done that. Mr. and Mrs. Brame have asked that we lease the property back to them for a period of 2 years while they construct a replacement facility for their warehouse. We've negotiated that. That lease will actually come back to the board at a later date. But essentially, this is a win for Durham Tech. It's very difficult to find property in this area that is contiguous to property you already own. So it was a fortuitous opportunity and one that I'm sure Durham Tech would agree was not one we wanted to pass up. And because we are, I believe, able to move a little bit more quickly than Durham Tech on property purchases of this kind, we, as the county, made the decision to go ahead and do this purchase on their.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So what we want I want the audience to know and the citizens that are listening is that we're being proactive in purchasing property that doesn't get sucked up by, I shouldn't say that word, but I just did, being bought up by outside developers. Sometimes we have to be proactive to try and keep the property for things that our community needs. So I'm really proud of the action that this board has taken and the staff to be able to purchase these properties. And now I'd like to bring it back to the board, and I think I saw Commissioner Burns' hand. We'll start there. Any questions that she may have. And if President Buxton or any of the other staff have any other comments, we want to hear those. But let's start with Commissioner Burns first.
I would do my best to be expeditious. Since we did all 3 of these, I'm going to actually speak on all 3 of these. I wish I could have had the opportunity to speak on them separately. As far as the Boys and the Girls Club goes, a lot of you all know it as the John Avery Boys and Girls Club, right? So when we sit here and we think about the John Avery Boys and Girls Club, we really have to think about how many lives were saved in this room. How many Black lives were saved by that center in this room. It is smack dab in the center of Hayti. Hayti has been purchased by folks who are not from this community and not from this state. So we can sit here and talk about all the programs we want to put there. I can speak for myself and for some of my board members if they're brave enough. We did it so that people could not continue to tear up Hayti. When I brought up that issue, nobody on my board disagreed with that fact. So I need everybody to understand that and know that. Number 2, it's just not a place for one. We did for one particular organization. I know that they've elevated Bull City United quite heavily tonight. I was like, but I need y'all to understand we have built the first time they built a department in about a decade. We started a department for community intervention because we have got to do a better job of saving our Black boys and our Black girls. And I'm unapologetic about saying that. And I don't mind investing these dollars in the real estate purchases that are going to just do just that. We cannot continue to put everything downtown. We have to put things in the community. So when you go out and you talk about this purchase, I need you all to make sure that you elevate the fact that we're putting something in the community. We didn't want somebody to come in here. If you look across the street, that 9 acres was bought for $62 million. If we were not proactive, we don't know how what this piece of property would have went for. So that's that. I can't jump too much on the Board of Elections piece, only to say that this is another example. As the one way that we can aid in this affordable housing crisis, we have got to build additional affordable housing. I can't do that if I don't have land. So when you see us making these purchases, it is because we are trying to be thoughtful. We are trying to look into the future and have some foresight and have some control over what we have built in our community, in our neighborhood. Again, there's nobody on this diocese that did not agree wholeheartedly with that effort. Now, we don't know everything that we're going to do over there in Hope Valley, but we know that's a lot of space. And I think it's a lot better for us to have purchased it and then be able to come to the community, come up with a strategic plan and see how we can make investments in that community. Because that's on Cook Road. That is right down from Hillside, and that is right across the street from the new John Avery Boys and Girls Club. And there's a new elementary school going there. So we already know that this is going to be a center for community activity, and we want to make sure that we have a place there. Last but not least, I just want to throw out something about Durham Tech. A lot of y'all don't know this man right here is President J.B. Buxton. Without him coming to anybody in this room, he said, you know what, please correct me about it's 125, you want to build affordable housing on some property there. He has decided that on Durham Tech's campus, he's going to build over 100 units of affordable housing. He's also built an additional daycare that we have been funding quarterly. The reason why we're also putting some of this space out here, we are building new departments out there. We know that biopharma is a magnet for this area. We need to make sure that the people in this community are trained for those jobs. If we're going to give tax dollars to individuals to come here and to build companies, we need to make sure that the people who live in Durham can access those jobs. We can only do that if we have wonderful, beautiful buildings to train them in. And right now, purchases like these around this campus, that's what gets us in a position to build those facilities, get individuals into these programs, get them into jobs. And as I've always said, the quickest way to stop a bullet is with a job. Now, these purchases might not seem like they're doing that. I'm telling you right now, that's what these purchases are doing. Now, I'm going to give the rest of my time to my colleagues, but that is what these purchases are really about. We can sit here and be politically correct. I'm not going to be politically correct with y'all. We building this stuff so that we can save Durham. Thank you.
Anything else, commissioners? Any other questions, comments? Commissioner Jacobs?
Thank you. And thank you, Commissioner Burns. I'll just say ditto to everything that she just said. I do have a few comments, but I also would love to let President Buxton and also Derek Bowen.
Let me manage that. You just need to say what you need to say.
I just want to thank you to our staff, Nancy and Joanne and Derek and Kim and Perry, everybody who has worked really hard on this. And our Madam Manager, I think you said it so well when you said this is about opportunities for our community. And with the purchase of the former Boys and Girls Club property, as Commissioner Burns said, this is a very strategic, valuable piece of property that's in the community, and we want to make sure that we are in the community. And we don't want Durham County government to just be in office buildings downtown. We need to be accessible and have a place for the resources, as our manager said. And as well as with the shops at Lakewood, the shops at Hope Valley, I think it's also really important with that purchase that we're modeling the reuse of existing commercial strips in our neighborhood. That Kroger has been sitting empty for a while. And we're coming in and we're investing in that part of the community. And we have to reimagine and reuse some of these buildings. I give it to our Director of Elections for having the imagination to say, I see that old grocery store, and that is where I think that the Board of Elections needs to go. Again, we're reusing and reimagining, and we want to be a model for others in the community to do that. And lastly, with Durham Tech, that this is a strategic part of the master plan for Durham Tech. And I'm grateful to the Brames for coming to you and offering it to us for the public to use first. So I would say I also really look forward to, Madam Manager, a process where we can engage the community, especially with the former Boys and Girls Club property and also the shops at Lakewood. There's a lot of potential at both of those sites, a lot of potential. And I do really look forward to hearing from the community about what people would like to see those that land, really valuable land, look for. And to our chair's point, we're living in a time now where we have very limited real estate opportunities, and I'm really grateful that we have this opportunity to be forward thinking for the future of our community. So thank you to our staff for making this possible.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jacobs, any other?
I would just say I think my colleagues have done a beautiful job of defending these purchases, and I fully support their comment.
Ditto.
Okay, thank you. So you can tell that we are excited about these decisions that we've made, but I want to give President Buxton and our Board of Elections Director and who else that would like to make a comment. Carrie, would you like to make a comment about this as well? If you will come to the mic and say what you need to say.
Good evening, Commissioners. Madam Manager, thanks for the opportunity to speak this evening. I think my colleague, Nancy Mitchell, stated everything quite well. But I'll say this is certainly a long time coming for the Board of Elections. We've been speaking with our board, speaking with you since 2017, and you've taken action since then. I think this is the final action. We're currently in about over 21,000 square feet across 2 locations. When an assessment was done of our space, it was stated that we needed over 40,000 square feet. This facility is approximately 54, which gives us the space we need and also the opportunity to grow within that space. I think that this board is trailblazing in doing this for the Board of Elections. Wake County recently moved into a 76,000 square foot consolidated facility. You, I believe, would be number 2 that would take such an action as I hope that you will take tonight. In the political environment we're in, ahead of 2024, it is absolutely critical that you take this action. I can tell you the Board of Elections is elated at the opportunity to move into this space. Another really good thing I'd like to add is that because we would be consolidating into one space, early voting can now be back at the Board of Elections. It went away for some years. This facility is also within 5 miles of 180,000 residents. So we're very excited about it. Happy to take any questions that the commissioners have, but thank you, and thanks to my colleague Nancy for helping push this forward to you.
Thank you. Hey. Gary?
So, Commissioners, thank you for this opportunity to speak about these items, and I think you all said it best, along with what Nancy stated earlier and what Mr. Bowens just stated. But one thing of importance I would like to add is that the 24 units that are included in the shops at Hope Valley and the tenants that are currently there is no decision been made on what to do with those at this point. So the current leases will remain unchanged until staff, you all have an opportunity to engage the public and go through this thoughtful process that you all just mentioned about what we can do with the property as a whole in the future. And again, you guys stated, that property at the shops at Hope Valley is over 17 acres. And so that's a considerable amount of property that I'm sure with some meaningful input from the community, there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
And so we will definitely follow through on that request that you've made for us to engage the public and get more thoughtful, I guess, intended uses or repurposing, for that acreage. And so just thank you for that. And the same thing with the Boys and Girls Club. We did a extensive effort, a feasibility study to begin with, to actually determine was the site suitable for the Boys and Girls Club and other uses. And as Joanne mentioned, or excuse me, General Manager Pierce mentioned, it's an excellent piece of property. It has an indoor gymnasium. The space can be upfitted to have administrative office as well as flexible multi-purpose or conference spaces for the Boys and Girls Club and for the community at large. It also has rec fields and a playground that will obviously be expanded and upfitted and improved upon. And so that's our task, and so we thank you for the opportunity to move these projects ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Perry. President Buxton, yes.
Thank you, Chair. Manager Sowell, members of the board. I came to provide some remarks, but after Nancy Mitchell spoke and Commissioner Burns, I kind of thought the mic had been dropped. So at this point, let me just amplify a few themes. One is that this is a critical parcel for the future expansion and opportunities at Durham Tech. It's right on the western edge at the corner of Lawson and Bacon. It's important not only to Durham Tech, it's important to this community. McDougal Terrace is just down the street. You can go south to Unity Village, Beacon Heights. This is an important piece to get right for our community, but it's also an important piece for the future expansion opportunity of the college. And as everyone sitting in this room, living in this community knows, you have to move quickly on property opportunities. So I appreciate this board and this county staff being focused on this county and its residents being in charge of what happens with critical property for public use, not speculation in the market. And I think what you're about to do, and I appreciate and would appreciate your support of this, will advantage our future students and residents and community in making sure our Durham residents have access to the great opportunities, and we take care of this important parcel right on that west Durham. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Buxton. I just want to acknowledge Nancy one more time. Nancy Mitchell has been, I don't know how she gets all the work that she gets done in all this property. She's our real estate person here, and she is working hard. These properties, as you've heard, are so vital for this community, and strategically, this is well done, and we are very, very proud. This board is very proud of the work that we're doing here. And when you talk about Black and brown boys and girls, the Boys and Girls Club is such a vital place. It's been there for a number of years. I've been in and out of that building for years, and to be able to purchase that building and not allow it to be bought by out of state developers is so important for this community. So I am very proud, and this board is very proud of the work that we're doing here to be forward-thinking. So if there are no other comments here, I am going to ask for, this is not on within your item. Ma'am, you can only speak on items at this session that relates to the things that you are. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes to speak, okay? And which item are you speaking on?
So initially, it was 220470.
224470?
Yes.
All right, I'll give you 2 minutes.
So initially, when I heard that the John Everett Boys Club had been acquired and would be moved to the strip mall, I was outraged. And I just could not see that working. But let me be happy to tell you that I am impressed with your ability to step up and step out for Black children, brown children, and economically deprived children in Durham County. It is my hope that when you go forward with this Bull City United project over there on at the old original Boys and Girls Club, that you make that historical landmark. I mean, because if I had to count the chocolate bars that I've done pimped out of Durham, trying to save money, to raise money for that boys club and that girls club, it's ridiculous. And when I heard that we lost it, I was thinking, oh, this is just the absolute end. But I am encouraged that the county commissioners have thought forward, as you say, to look out for brown and economically deprived children. So I want to thank you for that. But of course, I really want you to focus on making some kind of major landmark, giving homage to John Avery. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Could we clarify something,
Ask
Chair
for a
Hamilton?
motion.
I just want to clarify something. That one is not, it is moved. So I do want people to know the John Avery Boys and Girls Club. I was there today. It's still operational. It is actually on MLK. I do want, she said it was closed. It's there, I promise you. And it is open. So it's just in another location. That's the old building and we want to save it. Right.
Okay, please stop with the dialogue back and forth. Thank you. I will ask for a motion to approve 22439, 22470, 22476, and 220477.
Chair Howerton, we also need to include 0447. So there should be a total of 5.
Is there 5? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 439. What was the other one?
447.
447. Okay. Okay. So I need a motion to approve those 5 items.
So move, Madam Chair.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second, and we'll have a roll call.
Commissioner Long. Aye. Commissioner Burns.
Aye.
Commissioner Carter. Vice Chair Jacobs.
Aye.
Howard.
Aye. Those 5 items are approved unanimously. That brings us to the end of our agenda. Is there any other items that needs, any other information that needs to be managed before we call for adjourn? Commissioner Long.
Yes, Chair Horton, I just had 2 very quick announcements, if that's okay. Sure. The first is just, I shared this with Monica. She will be adding it to the meeting minutes and to the website, that Durham County Public Health is offering monkeypox vaccination appointments to individuals who are high risk. And then my second announcement is that this is likely my last meeting before I leave on maternity leave. So I look forward to seeing you all when I return.
Okay, great. Good luck. And also, you wanted to let Commissioner Burns know that you will not be at the meeting in the morning.
Yeah, I spoke with her. She will be attending for the Joint City County.
All right, if all business is covered, I will ask for a motion to adjourn. Okay.
Second.
Second. Been moved and properly second.
Commissioner Alam. Aye. Commissioner Burns.
Aye.
Commissioner Carter. Vice Chair Jacobs.
Aye.
Chair Howerton.
Aye. We are adjourned.